Hey everybody, Graham here. So, the artist formerly known as Kanye West has been a busy guy in recent days. First, there was the story of him showing up at Trump's house and having dinner with Trump. Apparently, he told Trump that he wanted to talk to him. He really needed to talk to him urgently. So Trump says, okay, lets him in, and he brings in with him Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos. Now, one of the really frustrating things about politics is the fact that people like Fuentes and Milo exist. I didn't even know who Nick Fuentes was until about a year ago. But somehow he seems to have weaseled himself into a position where he's talking to people like Kanye. Now, I realize that Kanye's talking to a lot of people, but, whatever. So, anyway, that happens, and of course everybody rips on Trump for having dinner with Nick Fuentes, even though I suspect Trump, like me, had no idea who Fuentes was. And why is Fuentes a thing? Like, I don't understand his appeal at all. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So the next thing that happens is that they go on Timcast with Tim Pool. And Kanye starts doing his little thing, and Tim Pool presses him a little bit, and he gets up and walks off. And then today, he goes on Alex Jones and basically just put the final nail in his coffin when he said, "We're gonna stop dissing the Nazis." No, we're not. We're gonna keep dissing the Nazis. I would personally appreciate it if we didn't call anybody to the right of Stalin a Nazi, but the actual Nazis, yeah, we still don't like them. Now, Jeremy from the Quartering said that it's clear that Kanye's in a mental health crisis. And initially I agreed with him, but after I thought about it a little more, I don't think I do anymore. And here's the reason. And the reason comes from Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle said when he was on Inside the Actors Studio that the worst thing you can call someone is crazy because you're just dismissing them completely. And that happened to him when he walked away from his show and went to Africa. People said that he was crazy, that he was a crackhead, or whatever. But he wasn't. He did it for reasons that were important to him. And I think that Kanye needs to be looked at in that light. Like, okay, so we know, because he said so, that he has bipolar disorder, and he could be having a manic episode. That happens. But I'm not just gonna wave away what he said because he's quote unquote crazy. He said what he said. He's responsible for it. If at some point in the future he comes out and says, hey, I was, having an episode and all that stuff I said seemed like a good idea at the time, I don't know how much he'd be forgiven, but he'd at least the reaction that he's not in his right mind would be coming from him and not from people who are just sitting on the sidelines watching. So, that's it. As far as having a career in either show business or politics, I think he's done. I think at this point, he just needs to take the L, get whatever money he's got together, get a good investment guy, and start figuring out what he can do other than show business or politics. Maybe he can stay in music as a producer, but I don't see him as somebody whose name is going to be out in front of the public. So, anyway, it's a shame, but there it is. I will talk to you guys in the next one. See you soon. Graham out. Bye.